Chapter 7. Ananda, you asked about collecting one's thoughts. I have now begun to explain the wonderful method of cultivation for entrance into samadhi in order to seek the Bodhisattva way. First, one must be as pure as glistening frost in keeping these 4 rules of deportment. One must refrain from all superfluous behavior, and then the 3 evils of the mind and the 4 of the mouth will have no cause to come forth. Ananda, if one does not neglect these 4 matters, and further, does not pursue forms, fragrances, tastes, objects of touch, and the like, then how can any demonic deeds arise? If people cannot put an end to their habits from the past, you should teach them to single-mindedly recite my light atop the Buddha's crown unsurpassed holy mantra, Mahayana. It is the none can see the top hallmark atop the crown of the Tathagata's heads. It is the mantra heart proclaimed by the Buddhas of the unconditioned mind, who come forth from the crowns in a blaze of light and sit upon jeweled lotus flowers. What is more, your past lives with Mantanji's daughter have created accumulated eons of causes and conditions. Your habits of fondness and emotional love go back not just 1 life, nor even just 1 eon. Yet as soon as I proclaimed it, she was freed forever from the love in her heart and accomplished arhatship. Even that prostitute, who had no intention of cultivating, was imperceptibly aided by that spiritual power and was swiftly certified to the position beyond study. Then what about you hearers in the assembly, who seek the most supreme vehicle and are resolved to realize Buddhahood? For you it should be as easy as tossing dust into a favorable wind. What, then, is the problem? Those in the final age who wish to sit in a way place must first hold the pure precepts of a bhikshu. To do so, they must find as their teacher a foremost Shramana who is pure in the precepts. If they do not encounter a member of the Sangha who is truly pure, then it is absolutely certain that their deportment in precepts and rules cannot be accomplished. Having kept the precepts well, they should put on fresh, clean clothes, light incense in a place where they are alone, and recite this holy mantra spoken by the Heart Buddha 108 times. After that, they should secure the boundaries and establish the way place. Then they should beseech the unsurpassed Tathagatas abiding in their lands throughout the 10 directions to emit a light of great compassion that anoints the crowns of the cultivators' heads. Ananda, when any such pure bhikshus, bhikshunis, or white-robed donors in the Dharma-ending age, who can get rid of greed and lust even at the mental level, hold the Buddha's pure precepts in a way place, make the vows of a bodhisattva, and can bathe upon entering and exiting each time, continuing that practice of the way day and night for 3 weeks without sleep, I will appear before these people in a physical form and rub the crowns of their heads to comfort them and enable them to become enlightened. Ananda said to the Buddha, Bhagavan, enveloped in the Tathagata's unsurpassed, compassionate instruction, my mind has already gained an awakening, and I now know how to cultivate and be certified to the way beyond study. But how do those who cultivate in the final age and want to establish a way place secure the boundaries in accord with the rules of purity of the Buddhas, Bhagavans? The Buddha said to Ananda, if there are people in the Dharma-ending age who wish to establish a way place, they should first find a powerful white cow in the snowy mountains, one which eats the lush and fertile sweet-smelling grasses of the mountains. Since such a cow also drinks only the pure water of the snowy mountains, its dung will be very fine. They can take that cow dung, mix it with chandana, and plaster the ground with it. If not from the snowy mountains, the cow dung will smell bad and cannot be used to smear on the ground. In that case, select a level place, dig down 5 feet or so, and use that yellow earth. Mix it with chandana incense, sinking in water incense, jasmine incense, continuously permeating incense, tulip incense, white paste incense, green wood incense, fragrant mound incense, sweet pine incense, and chicken tongue incense. Grind these 10 ingredients to a fine powder, make a paste, and smear it on the ground of the platform. The area should be 16 feet wide and octagonal in shape. In the center of the platform, place a lotus flower made of gold, silver, copper, or wood. In the middle of the flower, set a bowl filled with dew collected in the 8th lunar month. Float an abundance of lotus petals on the water. Arrange 8 circular mirrors at measured intervals around the flower and the bowl. Outside the mirrors, place 16 lotus flowers and 16 censers, so that the incense burners are adorned and arranged between the flowers. Burn only sinking in water incense, lighting it with an ember, not an open flame. Place the milk of a white cow in 16 vessels along with cakes made with the same kind of milk, granulated sugar, oil cakes, milk porridge, turushka, honeyed ginger, clarified butter, and filtered honey. These 16 are set around the outside of the 16 flowers as an offering to the Buddhas and great Bodhisattvas. At every mealtime and at midnight, prepare a half pint of honey and 3/10 a pint of clarified butter. Set up a small incense burner in front of the platform. Decoct the fragrant liquid from the turushka incense and use it to cleanse the coals. Light them so that the blaze bursts forth, and toss the clarified butter and honey into the flaming censer. Let it burn until the smoke disappears, and present it to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Drape flags and flower garlands on the 4 outer walls, and within the room where the platform is located. Arrange images of the Tathagatas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions on the 4 walls. In the most prominent place, display images of Vairochana Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, Maitreya Bodhisattva, Akshobhya Buddha, Amitabha Buddha, and all the magnificent transformations of Avalokiteshvara, contemplator of the world sounds Bodhisattva. To the left and right, place the Vajra treasury Bodhisattvas. Beside them, display the Lord Chakra and Brahma, Ukushma and the Blue Durga, as well as Kundalin and Brukuti, and all 4 heavenly kings, with Vinayaka to the left and right of the door. Then suspend 8 mirrors in the space around the platform so that they are exactly opposite the mirrors on the platform. This will allow the reflections in them to interpenetrate infinitely. During the first 7 days, bow sincerely to the names of the Tathagatas of the 10 directions and the great Bodhisattvas, and the names of the Arhats. Throughout the 6 periods of the day and night, continually recite the mantra while circumambulating the platform. Practice the way with a sincere mind, reciting the mantra 108 times in each session. During the week, make the vows of a bodhisattva with unwavering, ceaseless intent. In my Vinaya, I have already taught about vows. During the 3rd week, hold the Buddha's Patra mantra for 12 hours at a time with a single intent. And on the 7th day, the Tathagatas of the 10 directions will appear simultaneously. Their light will interreflect in the mirrors, illumining the entire area, and they will rub the crowns of the practitioners' heads. Cultivating samadhi like this in a way place, even in the Dharma-ending age, one can study and practice until one's body and mind are as pure and clear as Vaidura. Ananda, if any one of the bhikshus' precept transmitting masters, or any one of the 10 bhikshus in the same assembly is not pure, the way place as described will not be successful. After 3 weeks, sit upright and still for 100 days. Those with sharp roots will not arise from their seats and will become shrotapanas. Although their bodies and minds have not yet attained the ultimate fruition of sagehood, they know for certain, beyond question, that they will eventually realize Buddhahood. You have asked how the way place is established. That is the way it is done. Ananda bowed at the Buddha's feet and said, "After I left the home life, I relied on the Buddha's affectionate regard. Because I sought erudition, I still have not been certified to the unconditioned. When I encountered that Brahma heaven mantra, I was captured by the deviant spell. Though my mind was aware, I had no strength to free myself. I had to rely on Manjushri Bodhisattva to liberate me. Although I was blessed by the Tathagata's holy mantra of the Buddha's crown and imperceptibly received its strength, I still have not heard it myself. I only hope that the greatly compassionate one will proclaim it again to kindly rescue all the cultivators in this assembly, and those of the future in the paths of rebirth, so they may become liberated in body and mind by relying on the Buddha's secret sounds." At that moment, everyone in the congregation bowed as one, and stood waiting to hear the Tathagata's secret phrases. At that time, hundreds of sacrosanct light welled forth from the flesh mound, Usnisa, at the crown of the Bhagavan's head. 1,000-petaled precious lotus then welled forth from amidst those rays. Upon the precious flowers sat a Nirmana, a miraculously created Tathagata. From the crown of his head, 10 beams of light radiated forth. Each ray is composed of hundreds of treasure rays. In each of those glowing rays, there were 10 Ganges River Sands Vajra secret trace deities, each holding aloft a mountain and wielding a pestle, occupying the whole universe. The great assembly, gazing upward, felt fearful admiration and sought the Buddha's kind protection. Single-mindedly, they listened to the holy mantra that proclaimed by the Tathagata in the glorious radiant light of the none can see the top hallmark of the Buddha. Namo Satata Sukataya Arhate Samyak Sambuddhasya. Satata Buddha Koti Usnisam. Namo Sarva Buddha Bodhisattvebhya. Namo Saptanam Samyak Sambuddha Kotinam. Sa Shravaka Samganam. Namo Loki Arhatanam. Namo Shrota Apananam. Namo Sakradagaminam. Namo Loki Samyakatanam. Samyak Pratipananam. Namo Deva Srinam. Namo Siddhya Vidya Dara Risinam. Sapa Anugraha Saha Samarthanam. Namo Brahmane. Namo Indraya. Namo Bhagavate Rujaya Umapati Sahayaya. Namo Bhagavati Narayanaya Pancha Mahamudra Namaskritaya. Namo Bhagavate Mahakalaya Tripura Nagara Vidra Panakaraya Adhi Mukti Smasana Nivasini Matrigana Namaskritaya. Namo Bhagavate Tathagata Kulaya. Namo Padma Kulaya. Namo Vajra Kulaya. Namo Mani Kulaya. Namo Gaja Kulaya. Namo Bhagavate Durra Sura Sena Praharana Rajaya Tathagataya. Namo Bhagavate Amitabhaya Tathagataya Arhate Samyak Sambuddhaya. Namo Bhagavate Akshobhyaya Tathagataya Arhate Samyak Sambuddhaya. Namo Bhagavate Vaishaja Guru Vaidura Prabha Rajaya Tathagataya Arhate Samyak Sambuddhaya. Namo Bhagavate Sampushpita Salindra Rajaya Tathagataya Arhate Samyak Sambuddhaya. Namo Bhagavate Sakyamuniye Tathagataya Arhate Samyak Sambuddhaya. Namo Bhagavate Ratna Ketu Rajaya Tathagataya Arhate Samyak Sambuddhaya. Tebhyo Namaskritva Imam Bhagavan Tathagata Usnisam Sitata Patram. Namo Apa Rajitam Prati Yangiram Sarva Bhuta Graha Nigrahaka Kari Hani Para Vidya Chedanam Akalamritu Pari Chayana Kari Sarva Bandhana Mokshani Sarva Dushta Du Svapna Nivarani Katura Sitinam Graha Saha Shranam Vidvam Sanakari Asa Vimsantinam Naksatranam Prasadanakari Asasanam Mahagrahanam Vidvam Sanakari Sarva Satru Nivaranam Goram Dusvapnam Kanasani Visa Sastra Agni Udaka Ranam Aparajita Gora Mahabala Kanda Mahadipta Mahateja Mahasveta Jvala Mahabala Pandara Varsini Arya Tara Brikusi Cheva Vijaya Vaja Maleti Vishruta Padmaka Vajra Jiva Jamala Cheva Aparajita Vajra Danda Visala Chasanta Sveteva Pujita Sauma Rupa Mahasveta Arya Tara Mahabala Apara Vajra Samkala Cheva Vajra Kamari Kulam Tari Vajra Hasta Chavidya Kankana Malika Kusum Bhakta Ratna Vairochana Kuliyaya Artha Usnisa Vijrumba Mani Ka Vajra Kanaka Prabha Lokana Vajra Tundicha Svetacha Kamalaksa Syasi Prabha Iti Mudra Gana Sarva Raksam Kurvantu Iman Mama Asya Om Risigana Prasastas Tathagata Usnisa Hum Trum Jabana Hum Trum Stabana Hum Trum Para Vijay Sambakshana Kara Hum Trum Sarva Dusha Nam Stabana Kara Hum Trum Sarva Yaksa Raksasha Grahanam Vidvam Sanakara Hum Trum Sarva Yaksa Raksasa Grahanam Vidvam Sanakara Hum Trum Katura Sitinam Graha Sahasranam Vidvam Sanakara Hum Trum Asa Vimsatinam Naksatranam Prasadanakara Hum Trum Asanam Mahagrahanam Vidvasanakara Hum Trum Raksa Raksamam Bhagavans Tathagata Usnisa Prati Angiri Mahasarasra Bhuje Sahasra Sirse Kotisiata Sahasra Netre Abedhe Jivalita Sazaka Maha Vajrodana Tribhuvana Mandala Om Svastir Bhavatu Mama Iman Mama Siya Rajabaya Gorabaya Agnibaya Udakabaya Visabaya Siastrabaya Parachakabaya Durbixabaya Asyanibaya Akalamritubaya Daurani Bhumi Kampaka Pata Baya Ulaka Pata Baya Rajadanda Baya Nagabaya Vidyut Baya Suparna Baya Yaksa Graha Raksasi Graha Preta Graha Pisaka Graha Bhuta Graha Kumbanda Graha Putana Graha Kaza Putana Graha Skanda Graha, Apasmara Graha, Unmanda Graha, Jaya Graha, Revati Graha, Jata Aharinam Garbha Aharinam, Rudira Aharinam, Mamsa Aharinam, Meda Aharinam, Maja Aharinam, Jata Aharinam, Javita Aharinam, Pita Aharinam, Vanda Aharinam, Asukya Aharinam, Sita Aharinam, Tesam, Sarvasam, Sarvagrahanam, Vidyam Chedayami Kilayami, Pari Vrajaka Kritam, Vidyam Chedayami Kilayami, Dakini Kritam, Vidyam Chedayami Kilayami, Maha Pashupati Rudra Kritam, Vidyam Chedayami Kilayami, Narayana Kritam, Vidyam Chedayami Kilayami, Tattva Garuda Kritam, Vidyam Chedayami Kilayami, Maha Kalamatri, Gana Kritam, Vidyam Chedayami Kilayami, Kapalika Kritam, Vidyam Chedayami Kilayami, Jayakara Madhukara Sarva Artha Sadaka Kritam, Vidyam Chedayami Kilayami, Katur Bagini Kritam, Vidyam Chedayami Kilayami, Bringi Rizi Nandike Svara Ganapati Sahaya Kritam, Vidyam Chedayami Kilayami, Nagna Sramana Kritam, Vidyam Chedayami Kilayami, Arhanta Kritam, Vidyam Chedayami Kilayami, Vitaraga Kritam, Vidyam Chedayami Kilayami, Vajrapani Guha Guha Kadipati Kritam, Vidyam Chedayami Kilayami, Raksamam Bhagavan Iman Mamasya, Bhagavan Statagata Usnisa Sitata Patra Namos Dute, Asita Nalarika Prabhas Fusa, Vikas Sitata Patre, Javala Javala, Dara Dara, Bidara Bidara, Chira Chira, Hum Hum, Fut 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 Fut, Svaha Heha Fat, Amogha Ya Fut, Apratihata Fut, Vara Prada Fut, Sura Vidrapaka Fut, Vara Prada Fut, Sura Vidrapaka Fut, Sarva Deva Biafat, Sarva Naga Biafat, Sarva Yaksa Biafat, Sarva Gandharva Biafat, Sarva Asura Biafat, Sarva Garuda Biafat, Sarva Kimunare Biafat, Sarva Mahurage Biafat, Sarva Raksase Biafat, Sarva Bhute Biafat, Sarva Pisache Biafat, Sarva Kumbande Biafat, Sarva Manusye Biafat, Sarva Amanusya Biafat, Sarva Putani Biafat, Sarva Kasa Putani Biafat, Sarva Dulangite Biafat, Sarva Dusprexite Biafat, Sarva Jvari Biafat, Sarva Apasmare Biafat, Sarva Sramani Biafat, Sarva Tiritike Biafat, Sarva Utbantake Biafat, Sarva Vidya Rajakare Biafat, Jayakara Madhukara Sarva Artha Sadake Biafat, Vidya Achare Biafat, Kachurbagiri Biafat, Vajrakamari Kulamdari Vijra Raje Biafat, Mahaprate Angiri Biafat, Vajra Samkara Yaprati Angira Raja Yafat, Mahakalaya Mahametrigana Namaskritya Fat, Visnavi Yefat, Brahmani Yefat, Agni Yefat, Mahakali Yefat, Kaladandi Yefat, Indra Yefat, Matra Yefat, Raudri Yefat, Kamunda Yefat, Kalarachi Yefat, Kapali Yefat, Adhi Muktaka, Smasana Vasin Yefat, Yekechita Sattva Asya, Mama Iman Mama Asya, Dusa Chita, Papa Chita, Rodar Chita, Vidsvesa Chita, Amriti Chita, Utpada Yanti, Kila Yanti, Mantra Yanti, Japanti Juhanti, Oja Ahara, Garbha Ahara, Rudira Ahara, Vasa Ahara, Maji Ahara, Jata Ahara, Jivita Ahara, Balya Ahara, Malya Ahara, Ganda Ahara, Puspa Ahara, Phala Ahara, Sasya Ahara, Papachita, Dosa Chita, Roda Chita, Yaksa Graha, Raksasa Graha, Preta Graha, Pisaka Graha, Buddha Graha, Kumbanda Graha, Skanda Graha, Udmada Graha, Jaya Graha, Apasmara Graha, Daka Dakini Graha, Revati Graha, Jamika Graha, Sakuni Graha, Raudra Matri, Nandike Graha, Alambra Graha, Hanu Kanta Pani Graha, Javara, Ekahika, Devaiti Yaka, Treti Yaka, Katartaka, Nitya Dvara, Visama Dvara, Vatika Patika, Slasmika, Samnipatika, Sarva Dvara, Siro Hrati, Ardha Avabadhaka, Badha Arokaka, Aksi Rogam, Mukha Rogam, Hrid Rogam, Gala Graham, Karna Sulam, Danta Sulam, Hridaya Sulam, Marman Sulam, Parsva Sulam, Prisya Sulam, Udara Sulam, Kazi Sulam, Vasti Sulam, Uru Sulam, Naka Sulam, Hasta Sulam, Para Sulam, Sarva Anga Pratyanga Sulam, Bhuta Vetara, Dakini Jvara, Dadruka Kandu Kizi Baluta, Vaisarpa Loha Linga, Siastra Sanagara, Visa Yogi, Agne Udaka Mare Vaya Kantara, Akala Mrityo, Tri Yambuka Trailasa, Vristika, Sarpa Nakula Simha, Viagra Riksa Taraska Mara, Jiviste Sam Sarva Sam, Sitata Patra Maha Vajros Nisam, Mahaprati Angiram, Yavad Dva Dasa, Yojana Abhi, Antarena, Sima Bandam Karomi, Vidya Bandam Karomi, Tejo Bandam Karomi, Para Vidya Bandam Karomi, Tadyatha. Om Anali Visare Vira Vajra Dare Banda Bandavi Vajra Pani Fat Hum Trum Fat Swaha. Ananda, it is clear from this cluster of light atop the crown of the Buddha's head, the secret chant, Siddhartha Patra, with its exquisite, wonderful compilation of phrases, that all the Buddhas of the 10 directions come forth. Because the Tathagatas of the 10 directions use this mantra heart, they realized unsurpassed, proper, and all-pervading knowledge and enlightenment. Because the Tathagatas of the 10 directions take up this mantra heart, they subdue all demons and control all adherents of externalist ways. Because the Tathagatas of the 10 directions avail themselves of this mantra heart, they sit upon jeweled lotus flowers and respond throughout countries as numerous as atoms of universe. Because the Tathagatas of the 10 directions embody this mantra heart, they turn the great Dharma wheel in worlds as numerous as atoms of universe. Because the Tathagatas of the 10 directions hold this mantra heart, they are able to go throughout the 10 directions to rub the crowns of beings' heads and bestow predictions upon them. Anyone in the 10 directions who has not yet realized the levels of sagely fruition can receive predictions from these Buddhas. Because the Tathagatas of the 10 directions are based in this mantra heart, they can go throughout the 10 directions to rescue beings from sufferings experienced in the hells, as hungry ghosts, as animals, or by being blind, deaf, or mute, as well as from suffering of being together with those one hates, the suffering of being apart from those one loves, the suffering of not obtaining what one seeks, and the suffering of the raging blaze of the 5 skandhas. They can simultaneously liberate beings from both major and minor accidents. In response to their recitation, dangers involving bandits, armies, the law, or imprisonment, dangers involving wind, fire, and water, and dangers of starvation, thirst, or impoverishment are all eradicated. Because the Tathagatas of the 10 directions are in accord with this mantra heart, they can serve good and wise advisors throughout the 10 directions. Abiding in the 4 aspects of majestic deportment, they make absolutely appropriate offerings. In the assemblies of as many Tathagatas as there are grains of sand in the Ganges, they are considered to be great Dharma princes. Because the Tathagatas of the 10 directions practice this mantra heart, they can gather in and teach their relatives in the 10 directions and keep those of the small vehicle from being frightened when they hear this secret treasury. Because the Tathagatas of the 10 directions recite this mantra heart, they realized unsurpassed enlightenment while sitting beneath the Bodhi trees and enter parinirvana. Because the Tathagatas of the 10 directions transmit this mantra heart, after their nirvana, those to whom they have bequeathed the Buddha Dharma can dwell in and support it to an ultimate degree. Being strict and pure in the precepts and rules, they can attain total purity. If I were to explain this cluster of light atop the crown of the Buddha's head Patra mantra, from morning till night unceasingly, without ever repeating any syllable or phrase, I could go on for as many eons as there are sand grains in the Ganges, and still never finish. I also will tell you that this mantra is called the crown of the Tathagata. Unless you hold this mantra, all of you with something left to study, or have not yet put an end to the cycle of rebirth, and yet have brought forth sincere resolve to become arhats, will find it impossible to sit in a way place, and be far removed in body and mind from all demonic deeds. Ananda, let any being of any country in any world copy out this mantra in writing on materials native to his region, such as birch bark, patra, plain paper, or white cotton cloth, and store it in a pouch containing incense. If that person wears the pouch on his body, or if he keeps a copy of this mantra in his home, then you should know that even if he understands so little that he cannot recite the mantra from memory, he will not be harmed by any poison during his life. Ananda, I will now tell you more about how this mantra can rescue and protect the world, help people obtain great fearlessness, and bring to accomplishment living beings' transcendental wisdom. You should know that after my extinction, If there are beings in the Dharma ending age who can recite the mantra themselves or teach others to recite it, such people who recite and uphold it will not be burned by fire, will not be drowned by water, and will not be harmed by mild or potent poisons. Other such things will not happen to them either, including not being possessed by any dragon, gods, ghost, spirits, weird entities, demonic ghosts, or evil mantras. These people's minds will attain proper reception, so that any spell, any paralyzing sorcery, any poison made of herbs, gold, silver, any plant, tree, insect, or snake, and any of the myriad kinds of poisonous vapors will turn into sweet dew when encountered or ingested. No evil stars, nor any ghost or spirit that harbors malice in its heart and poisons others can work its evil on those people. Vinayaka, as well as all the evil ghost kings and their retinues, will be led by deep kindness to always guard and protect them. Ananda, you should know that the 84,000 Nayutas of Ganges sands of Kotis of Vajra treasury king Bodhisattvas and their descendants, each with Vajra multitudes in their retinues, are ever in attendance, day and night, upon this mantra. If beings whose minds are scattered and who have no samadhi remember and recite the mantra, the Vajra kings will always surround such good people. That is even more true for those who are decisively resolved upon Bodhi. All the Vajra treasury king Bodhisattvas will regard them attentively and secretly hasten the opening of their spiritual awareness. When that response occurs, those people will be able to remember the events of as many eons as there are sand grains in 84,000 Ganges rivers, knowing them all beyond any doubt or delusion. From that eon onward, through every life until the time they take the last body, they will not be born where there are yakshas, rakshasas, putanas, kataputanas, kumbhandas, pishachas, and so forth. Where there is any kind of hungry ghost, or any being possessing or lacking form, possessing or lacking thought, or in any such other evil place. If these good men read, recite, copy, or write out the mantra, if they carry it or treasure it, or if they make offerings to it, then through eon after eon they will not be poor or lowly, nor will they be born in unpleasant places. If these beings have never done any deeds that generate blessings, the Tathagatas of the 10 directions will bestow their own merit and virtue upon these people. Because of that, throughout asamkhayas of ineffable, unspeakable numbers of eons, as many as sand grains in the Ganges, they will always be born in places where there are Buddhas. Their limitless merit and virtue will be threefold, like the Amala fruit cluster, for they stay in the same place, become permeated with cultivation, and never part from the Buddhas. Therefore, the mantra can enable those who have broken the precepts to regain the purity of the precept source. It can enable those who have not received the precepts to receive them. It can cause those who are not vigorous to become vigorous. This mantra can enable those who lack wisdom to gain wisdom. It can cause those who are not pure to quickly become pure. It can cause those who are not vegetarians to become vegetarians naturally. Ananda, if good men who uphold this mantra violate the pure precepts before having received them, their multitude of offenses incurred by such violations, whether major or minor, can simultaneously be eradicated after they uphold the mantra. Even if they drank intoxicants or ate the 5 kinds of pungent plants and various other impure things in the past, the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Vajra deities, gods, immortals, ghosts, and spirits will not hold it against them. If they are unclean and wear tattered old clothes to carry out the practice alone in a place by themselves, they can be equally pure. Even if they do not set up a platform, do not enter a way place, and do not practice the way, but recite and uphold this mantra, their merit and virtue can still be identical with that derived from entering the platform and practicing the way. If they have committed the 5 rebellious acts, grave offenses warranting unintermittent retribution, or if they are bhikshus or bhikshunis who have violated the 4 parajikas or the 8 parajikas, after they recite this mantra, even such heavy karma can dispense after they recite this mantra, like a sand dune that is scattered in a gale, so that not a particle of it remains. Ananda, if beings who have never repented and reformed any of the obstructive offenses, either heavy or light, that they have committed throughout infinite countless eons past, up to and including those of this very life, can nevertheless read, recite, copy, or write out this mantra, or wear it on their bodies, or place it in their homes, or in their garden houses, then all that accumulated karma will melt away like snow in hot water. Before long, they will obtain awakening to patience with the non-existence of both beings and dharmas. Moreover, Ananda, if women who do not have children and want to conceive can sincerely memorize and recite this mantra, or carry the Siddhata Patra mantra on their bodies, they can give birth to sons or daughters endowed with blessings, virtue, and wisdom. Those who seek long life will obtain long life. Those who seek to quickly perfect their reward will be able to quickly do so. The same is true for those who seek something regarding their bodies, lives, appearance, or strength. At the end of their lives, they will gain the rebirth they hope for in whichever of the lands of the 10 directions they wish. They certainly will not be born in poorly endowed places, or as inferior people. Even less, they will be reborn in some odd form. Ananda, if there is famine or plague in a country, province, or village, or if perhaps there are enemies, brigands, invasions, wars, or any other kind of local threat of danger, then by writing out this holy mantra and placing it on the 4 city gates, or on a chaitya, or on a devaja, by instructing all the people of the country to venerate this mantra, make obeisance to it, revere it, and single-mindedly make offerings to it, by instructing all the citizens to wear it on their bodies or to place it in their homes, and then all such disasters and calamities will completely disappear. Ananda, in each and every country where the people accord with this mantra, the heavenly dragons are delighted, the winds and rains are seasonal, the 5 kinds of crops are abundant, and the people are peaceful and happy. It can also suppress all evil stars which may appear in any of the directions and transform themselves in uncanny ways. Calamities and obstructions will not arise. People will not die accidentally or unexpectedly, nor will they be bound by fetters, cangs, or locks. Day and night they will be at peace, and no evil dreams will disturb their sleep. Ananda, this Saha world has 84,000 changeable and potentially devastating evil stars. 28 great evil stars are the leader, and another 8 great evil stars are their rulers. They take various shape, and when they appear in the world they bring disaster and unexpected calamities down upon beings. But wherever this mantra is kept, they will all be eradicated. A boundary will be secured for 12 yojanas around, and not evil calamity or misfortune will ever encroach upon it. Therefore, the Tathagata proclaims this mantra to be one which will protect all cultivators of the future who have just begun to study, so that they can enter samadhi, be peaceful in body and mind, and attain great tranquility. Even less will any demon, ghost, or spirit, or any enemy, calamity, or misfortune due to former lives that reach back to beginningless time, or any old karma or past debts come to vex and harm them. As to you and everyone in the assembly who is still studying, and as to cultivators of the future who rely on my platform and hold the precepts in accord with the Dharma, who receive the precepts from pure members of the Sangha, and who hold this mantra heart without giving rise to doubts, should such good men as these not comprehend their minds in that very body, then the Tathagatas of the 10 directions have lied. When he finishes this explanation, measureless hundreds of thousands of Vajra power knights in the assembly came before the Buddha, placed their palms together, bowed, and said to the Buddha, "With sincere minds, we will protect those who cultivate Bodhi in this way, according to what the Buddha has said." Then the Brahma king, the god Shakra, and the 4 great heavenly kings all came before the Buddha, made obeisance together, and said to the Buddha, "If indeed there are good men who cultivate and study in this way, we will do all we can to earnestly protect them and cause everything to be as they would wish throughout their entire lives." Moreover, measureless great Yaksha generals, Rakshasa kings, Putana kings, Kumbhanda kings, Pishacha kings, Vinayaka, the great ghost kings, and all the ghost commanders came before the Buddha, put their palms together, and made obeisance. We also have vowed to protect these people and cause their resolve for Bodhi to be quickly perfected. Further, measureless numbers of gods of the sun and moon, lords of the rain, lords of the clouds, lords of the thunder, lords of lightning who patrol throughout the year, and all the retinues of stars which were also in the assembly, bowed at the Buddha's feet and said to the Buddha, "We also protect all cultivators, so that their way places are peaceful, and they can attain fearlessness." Moreover, measureless numbers of mountain spirits, sea spirits, and all those of the earth, the myriad creatures and entities of water, land, and air, as well as the king of the wind spirits and the gods of the formless heavens, came before the Tathagata, bowed their heads, and said to the Buddha, "We also will protect these cultivators until they attain Bodhi, and will never let any demons have their way with them." Then Vajra Treasury King Bodhisattvas in the great assembly, numbering as many as 84,000 nayutas of kotis worth of sand grains in the Ganges, arose from their seats, bowed at the Buddha's feet, and said to the Buddha, Bhagavan, the nature of our deeds and cultivation is such that, although we have long since accomplished Bodhi, we do not grasp at nirvana, but always accompany those who hold this mantra, rescuing and protecting those in the final age who cultivate samadhi properly. Bhagavan, such people as this, who cultivate their minds and seek proper concentration, whether in the way place or walking about, and even such people who with scattered minds roam and amuse themselves in villages, will be accomplished and protected by us, and our retinue of followers. Although the demon kings and the gods of great comfort will seek to get at them, they will never be able to do so. The smaller ghosts will have to stay 10 yojanas distance from these good people, except for those beings who have decided they want to cultivate dhyana. Bhagavan, if such evil demons or their retinues want to harm or disturb these good people, we will smash their heads to smithereens with our Vajra pistols. We will always help these people to accomplish that. Then Ananda rose from his seat, bowed at the Buddha's feet, and said to the Buddha, Now that we who are dull and slow, who are fond of erudition, but have not sought to stop the outflows of our minds, have received the Buddha's compassionate instructions, and have attained the proper means to become infused with cultivation, we experience joy in body and mind and obtain tremendous benefit. Bhagavan, for one who cultivates in this way, and is certified as having attained the Buddha's samadhi, but who has not yet reached nirvana, what is meant by the level of dry wisdom? What are the 44 minds? What is the sequence in which one cultivates to reach one's goals? What place must one reach to be said to have entered the grounds? And what is meant by the Bodhisattva of equal enlightenment? Having said this, he made a full prostration, and then the great assembly single-mindedly awaited the sound of the Buddha's compassionate voice as they gazed up unblinkingly with respectful admiration. At that time, the Bhagavan praised Ananda, saying, good indeed, that for the sake of the entire great assembly, and those beings in the final age who cultivate samadhi and seek the Mahayana, you ask to have the unsurpassed proper faith of cultivation that takes one from the level of an ordinary person to final parinirvana, explained and revealed. Listen attentively, and I will speak about it for you. Ananda and everyone in the assembly placed their palms together, cleansed their minds, and silently waited to receive the teaching. The Buddha said, Ananda, you should know that the wonderful nature is perfect and bright, apart from all names and attributes. Basically, there is no world, nor are there any beings. Because of falseness, phenomena come into being. Because phenomena come into being, they also cease to be. Even the terms coming into being and ceasing to be are false. When the false ceases to be, that is known as truth. This is called the Tathagata's unsurpassed Bodhi and great nirvana. These names refer to two kinds of turning around. Ananda, you now wish to cultivate true samadhi and arrive directly at the Tathagata's parinirvana. First, you should recognize that the two upside-down causes of living beings and the world, the non-arising of upside-downness, is the Tathagata's true samadhi. Ananda, what is meant by the upside-downness of beings? Ananda, our nature endows the mind with understanding, because the nature itself is the perfection of understanding. By adding understanding, another nature comes into being, and from that the false nature, views arise. From absolute nothingness comes ultimate existence. All that exists comes about in that way. The cause is not an actual cause. Subjective reliance on objective appearances is basically groundless. Thus, the very basis for the existence of the world and beings is fundamentally unreliable. Confusion about one's basic, perfect understanding results in the arising of falseness. Falseness itself is devoid of substance. It is not something which can be relied upon. One may wish to return to the truth, but that wish for the truth is already a falseness. The real nature of true suchness is not a truth that one can seek to return to. By doing so, one misses the mark. What basically does not arise, what basically does not dwell, what basically is not the mind, and what basically are not dharmas, come into being in turn. As they arise more and more strongly, they form the propensity to create karma. Similar karma sets up a mutual stimulus. Because of the karma thus generated, there is a mutual production and mutual extinction. That is the reason for the upside-downness of beings. Ananda, what is the upside-downness of the world? All that exists and pertains to existence falsely arises in sections and shares. The world is based on that, but this cause is not the actual cause. everything that is dependent has nothing on which it is dependent, and so it shifts and slides ceaselessly. Because of this, the world of the three periods of time and the four directions come into being. Their union and interaction bring about changes which result in the 12 categories of beings. That is why in this world, movement brings about sounds, sounds bring about forms, forms bring about smells, smells bring about contact, contact brings about tastes, and tastes bring about awareness of dharmas. The random false thinking resulting from those 6 creates karma, and this continuous revolving becomes the cause of 12 different categories. And so in the world, sounds, smells, tastes, contact, and the like are each transformed throughout the 12 categories to make one complete cycle. Based on that continuously revolving process involving upside-down phenomena, those born from eggs, those born from wombs, those born from moisture, and those born by transformation, beings with form, those without form, those with thought, and those without thought, beings not totally endowed with form, those not totally lacking form, those not totally endowed with thought, and those not totally lacking thought come into being in this world. Ananda, through a continuous process of falseness, the upside-down state of movement occurs in this world. It unites with energy to become 84,000 kinds of random thoughts that either fly up or dive down. From that, eggs come into being and transmigrate throughout the lands as fish, birds, amphibians, and reptiles, so that their kinds abound. Through a continuous process of defilement, the upside-down state of desire occurs in this world. It unites with stimulation to become 84,000 kinds of random thoughts that are either erect or horizontal. From that, embryos in wombs come into being and transmigrate throughout the lands as human beings, animals, dragons, and immortals until their kinds abound. Through a continuous process of attachment, the upside-down state of inclination occurs in this world. It unites with warmth to become 84,000 kinds of random thoughts that are vacillating and inverted. From that, organisms in moisture come into being and transmigrate throughout the lands as insects and crawling invertebrates until their kinds abound. Through a continuous process of change, the upside-down state of borrowing occurs in this world. Based on upside-downness, it unites with contact to become 84,000 kinds of random thoughts of new and old. From that, organisms that undergo transformations come into being and transmigrate through the lands as forms of metamorphic flying and crawling creatures until their kinds abound. Through a continuous process of restraint, the upside-down state of obstruction occurs in this world. It unites with attachment to become 84,000 kinds of random thoughts of refinement and brilliance. From that, animate entities that possess form come into being and transmigrate throughout the lands as auspicious and inauspicious creatures until their kinds abound. Through a continuous process of annihilation and dispersion, the upside-down state of delusion occurs in this world. It unites with darkness to become 84,000 kinds of random thoughts of obscurity and hiding. From that, animate entities that are formless come into being and transmigrate throughout the lands as empty, dispersed, annihilated, and submerged beings until their kinds abound. Through a continuous process of illusory imaginings, the upside-down state of shadows occurs in this world. It unites with memory to become 84,000 kinds of random thoughts that are hidden and bound up. From that, animate entities endowed with thought come into being and transmigrate throughout the lands as spirits, ghosts, and devious beings until their kinds abound. Through a continuous process of dullness and slowness, the upside-down state of stupidity occurs in this world. It unites with obstinacy to become 84,000 kinds of random thoughts that are dry and attenuated. From that, animate entities lacking thought come into being and transmigrate throughout the lands as their vitality and spirit change into earth, wood, metal, or stone until their kinds abound. Through a continuous process of parasitic interaction, the upside-down state of simulation occurs in this world. It unites with defilement to become 84,000 kinds of random thoughts of according and relying. From that, animate entities not actually endowed with form take on embryonic forms and transmigrate throughout the lands until their kinds abound, as jellyfish that use shrimp for eyes and the like. Through a continuous process of mutual enticement, an upside-down state of nature occurs in this world. It unites with mantras to become 84,000 kinds of random thoughts of reckoning and summoning. From that, animate entities not actually lacking form become formless beings and transmigrate throughout the lands as hidden beings of mantras and incantations until their kinds abound. Through a continuous process of false unity, the upside-down state of transgression occurs in this world. It unites with unlike formations to become 84,000 kinds of random thoughts of reciprocal interchange. From that, animate entities not actually endowed with thought become beings endowed with thought and transmigrate throughout the lands in such forms as a wasp that turns into a different creature, into its own species and the like, until their kinds abound. Through a continuous process of enmity and harm, the upside-down state of killing occurs in this world. It unites with monstrosities to become 84,000 kinds of random thoughts of devouring one's father and mother. From that, animate entities not actually lacking thought become beings that lack thought and transmigrate throughout the lands, until their kinds abound in such forms as the owl which hatches its young from clods of dirt, and the broken mirror bird, which incubates a poisonous fruit to create its young, whereupon the young of each eat the parents and the like, until their kinds abound. These are the 12 categories of beings. This is the end of Chapter 7.